So it is very important to start being able to farm UR and LR gear, and I feel now getting to UR is was very easy, at least because we know the teams to use. And I'm gonna explain in depth for the three, but yeah, no, getting LR gear gives you huge stat increases. And if you don't want to really listen to me talking, well, then they give you recommendations for all that here. But we're gonna go very much in depth and then give you options and how you should kind of format it. Now, as for which stage you should be farming, it should be the blue stage, the red stage with blue units. It's the best by far. You get the three base gear sets that you need, being speed, attack, and defense. Now, when you get to dungeon 10, you get upgraded versions. So if we check here, non-upgraded version of defense gives 250 and 20%. Upgraded gives 30% and 40% plus 8% damage reduction, right? Same with attack, 220 attack, and then damage dealt 10%. And then 7% attacks and then 15% damage dealt, so it increases a lot more, and they are much better, right? But they're also like harder to get because you have to get higher up, but by the end you'll be able to get a decent amount. So you want to at least be able to start farming this one, and then afterwards get on to LR gear. Now when you start getting to LR gear, it's going to be better to choose either 13 or 15. 13 is going to be giving you the non-upgraded versions of defense and attack. And then afterwards, 15 is going to be giving you speed and attack, which in my eyes are the two like best combos, because 14 is defense and speed, which nothing too crazy. So like it would be better for either 13 or 15. Now the CC difference is quite high, but honestly, if you could beat 13, you could beat 15, right? So that's basically it. Now you should not be expecting a 100% win rate, but they kind of have a countermeasure to that, or to like let you not keep on when you die you don't stop, right? So it says proceed with auto repeat battle upon being defeated. Now I mentioned it a bit, but 15 is the best because here you get speed, attack, and defense, three sets you could use on pretty much everyone, where here it's a bit more limited, right, on these two. So like you got accuracy, which is shit. I think this is crit damage, crit rate, and then you've got defense not upgraded, which is a bit weird. So HP, crit defense, or crit damage, HP, defense, like there's a bunch of weird sets, right? So it very much depends. But these three that you will use 100%: attack on everyone's speed, on certain DPSs, a bunch of supports and tanks, and then defense you could use on basically anyone, even DPSs, because they are very low on defense. So it's not a horrible idea, right? Now if we continue on, as to the teams, let's start talking about that, and then we're gonna do a run for blue stage. Now by far, this is the best team to use. You would basically place the best blue DPS here. Right now, it would be blue Yami, right? So this is the team. I told you guys to get Lotus, so please tell me you have Lotus, or at least like Lotus or William, or Lotus or Mars. But preferably, you would want to have blue Yami because he's free. Hello, you should choose him from Gateway. And then you've got Lotus, right? These are the two that you should have. And from there, these slots, if you get lucky, you get them. But if not, then it's honestly no worries. I feel like this one also works too if you don't have Mars. I've seen people use this, and honestly, it's fine. People love Soul because of the fact that she's the only other blue defender, and she could fit the role perfectly. Soul isn't as good as Mars in any way, but she has taunts and she does all that stuff, so you could use Soul, just gotta level her up. But hey, I have Mars, so there's no way in hell I'm touching her. Now, if you're still missing, I believe Team 4, I put, if you don't have William, then, this is fine too. Charmy does heal. She has two healers, two healing abilities, single target. You've got this one that gives HP recovery to everyone. And then you've also got HP recovery here. And then here you've got another HP recovery plus a chance to increase SP. And then buff removal. So she's decent enough, right? You could use her. And won't be horrible. I think in terms of this slot, you could use Charmy. But then there's also the fact that, you could put, where is it? You could put Nozel here. Right, Nozel also works because he reduces damage done. And if not, if you're like just not really sure what else, you could also put like Rades, since he does give a shield. If you have Rades, you could for sure use him. Now let me go back to the original team. If you don't have a DPS, blue DPS, if you didn't pull Yami or you didn't choose him and you chose someone else, don't worry. Fauna's coming out in a week, so you could try getting her there, but she is seemingly going to be paired up with Veto. I think at the time that I'm posting this video, it's going to be after they confirm or deny that dual banners are coming out, but I'm not sure now. Even at that, you could still use Solid. Solid does work, and it's not a horrible idea. So just consider maybe using them. Solid could work if you don't have him. So like, I feel like if you have these three, you should have Blue Yami, but whatever, man, whatever. So those are some options for the defense slot. It should definitely be Soul or him, but if not, I mean, hey, it's weird that you wouldn't have Soul or Mars, but things could happen, right? But if you use Charmy here too, I feel like it wouldn't go that well, so I feel like you really do need a tank, right? But if not, maybe Rhodes could help you through it. A lot of variables, but I would say that you do need Soul at the very least, and if you don't have William, then hey, William could be replaced by Charmy or Nozel, because Nozel does reduce their damage dealt. So one of those two should work, but please tell me you have Lotus, and if you don't, well, Fauna's coming out soon. You could put Fauna in this slot, and let's say you do have like this team, but you're missing Lotus. Oh, well, you're missing Lotus, well then Solid could go in the Lotus slot. That is how I like to explain it. Now, as for the green stage, once you start getting later on, but of course okay, let me make this clear. For like the first week or two, you should only be farming the power stage because of how useful it is. And once you have enough like gear sets of LR or UR, like depending on how far you are into the game, then you start branching out a bit. But you want to stay with this one. This one's really good, and it's the one that it's still going to be useful on pretty much any unit in the future, right? So you never are going to let go of those, and I'd say that you're never going to want to. Now, as for the red one, these two are pretty much free. I think you get Noelle for free, but I cannot confirm that 100%. I forgot. You get Charlotte for free, you get Asta for free. 3 units right away, right? If Noelle is free, but she's still an SR, so shouldn't be too hard to get her. Now, you could of course replace with Mimosa. She's not amazing, but she is not bad at all. And even at that, if you want to put Red Asta for Yami, that would be good. But the thing is, it removes Red Asta here. So to me, that kind of sucks a bit, since you could only have one Asta on your team. If you want to put Teresia too, by the way, she has a double AoE heal. And then I feel Charlotte is a must-have, like just outright. If you do want to have this Asta and you don't have Red Yami, until Noelle, obviously, because when Noelle comes out, this becomes literally like child's play. But you could put Red Asta here and then go for double heals. You could for sure do that. You go for the double heals where you could do like this team. And this is like a pretty free-to-play team if you do get Asta. If not, you could put like Noelle, right? So like it's very much like Noelle, Mimosa, Teresia is better than Noelle, Red Asta, and you use Red Asta with Yami if you have Yami, but if you don't have Yami, then obviously you want to use Red Asta. Now, Charlotte is a must-have, I'd say, because she gives extra turns, she lowers their attack, she makes them take more damage, she has 2 AoEs, very good unit, and she's free. Everyone gets her guaranteed, so just realize that. And of course, Rhodes again, amazing option, he gives a shield, but then obviously when the wall comes out, well, you know, that's how it is. Now for the green team, Ryan Lich, they're coming out. You're going to want to summon. I'm telling you guys to summon because of how useful they are. Now, of course, if you want to have, if you have Fuego, let's say Jack is Fuego. Let's say, do I have Leopold? No, I don't have any of the Crimsons. Okay, so let's say Jack's Fuego. This could be your team. If anything, Mimosa too could work instead of Vanessa. Vanessa is a worse version of Mimosa, but Vanessa can help you out and heal you a bit. Not saying a lot, but if you have Rhodes, this team is chilling. Now, even if you don't, you should be fine, but you do, sucks to say, but you need more SSRs for this team than any of the other ones. Rhodes is somewhat of a must-have, but if you don't have him, replace him with Rill. You know you can use, but I'd say that the Riot Lich combo is much more powerful. If you have Mimosa, that's great, but I feel like Rhodes, Mimosa, if you have both of them, you're winning. From that point, you could use Yuno, and then obviously if you have Rill would be your 4th slot. But in my case, it would be, where is he? Who was I? Oh, Vanessa, right? So it would be Vanessa for now. But in the future, I'm going to try to, or like in a week from now, I'm going to try to get Raya and Lich, and it's going to be both of these slots, and that would be my green team. Green team is not that flexible as of right now. But if you have Fuego, I mean, hey, you could use Fuego, I guess, up to you. But main units would be Rhodes, Mimosa, Fuego, the 2 other DPS for the Midnight Sun coming out in a bit, and then Rill. Those are like the main ones that you're going to end up using. But except for that, not many people you could use at the moment. Of course, in the future, Noelle's going to be usable. More people are going to be usable. But the green is kind of the weakest typing. Like, I think, unless I'm like actually tripping. If we really look at it, or I'm going to look at it, I'll tell you right now, but green like has Liched, Rhodes, that's good, and then that's it. Add Voltos, but Voltos doesn't really count in my eyes. So yeah, no, green is by far the weakest typing. It does suck, but you kind of do need Mimosa for this team to work unless you pull both Raya and Lich. If you pull both Raya and Lich, then you're fine without Mimosa, but if not, you need her. Rhodes is kind of like very useful, but hey. If you have Vanessa, should be enough because Vanessa is actually like really good. She gives defense increase to everyone, and then she gives total defense, which basically reduces damage taken. And then also you have the Blessing of Protection, which basically total defense makes it so that you block attacks, and then when you block an attack, or when you get the damage res thing off, you restore 8% of your HP. So to me, that's pretty nice. Then she has increased accuracy to someone. Overall, not horrible. I think she's decent enough to be usable, but not like best, right? You know you can use, but I like you want to, this slot should either be Fuego, Lich, or Raya, and then if you have Lich and Raya, you're obviously putting them together in a week. This stage, you're not going to be farming before the week is done, so Raya and Lich will both be out before then, and you should hopefully summon more and get Rhodes if you don't have them, and Mimosa you should already have. So I'd say best team, Raya, Lich, Mimosa, Rhodes. If not, you could put like Rill instead of one of the 2 DPS slots, or Rhodes. And then, hey, you could use Vanessa if you need. So yeah, bunch of stuff like that. That's basically it. So there's also a couple extra things beyond just your teams that could be affecting you losing or winning. First off, obviously skill levels could be a big part, but for me it's not been huge because my team is literally the perfect team, being William, Yami, Lotus, and Mars. Now, except for that, having good gear and the correct gears is very important. Most of your DPSs that you put into LR gear stages, especially before you start getting a lot of UR and LR pieces, must usually have a lot of defenses. My William still needs a good amount of defense, being the upgraded defense stats and having 2 defense pieces at the very least. Sadly, I don't have many speed pieces at the moment, so I can't really do more. But you want to make sure that like most people have some defense because it will be needed. Now, beyond that, you want to give some people some of the defense talents. I think that that could be another reason why, and enough or the correct attack talents, which I'm starting to go over a lot in my build videos, so you can check that out in the playlist for character builds, and all that is definitely useful. The support ones are less needed, but they are very useful, especially on people who have good ults like Lotus, William, and then Mars, who needs his combo a lot to be very useful, right? Now, except for that, like skills and maybe even skill pages, so very much just building them correctly, making sure they stay alive defensively enough, and if they don't, making sure to increase their defenses through talents and then gear. And then it could be some little other variables, but except for that, leveling them up, getting as high as you can with these guys is definitely the best way to go about it. So you just continue increasing day by day, and if you can't, like, you're just gonna marginally do it every day, and then you increase your power, you try again, you increase power, you try again if it doesn't work, and you do that until it ends up working. I just forgot to talk about that, but yeah, talents, skills, gear, and then just like skill pages, and yeah, the correct auto setup. I'm gonna do one run. I keep on pressing on the XP one, but I'm gonna do one run, and then it's gonna be it. You guys could see it now. As for the auto here, I'll show you guys what I have. Let me put back on the gear. And in the future, I'll probably, once I do have the teams like made for the other stages, and once we do farm, I'll probably make how to auto them, but this is what I have right now. So you want to put Mars and Lotus together, mainly so that Mars takes all the damage and no one else does. You could also put Mars without Lotus, so that Mars AoE stuns, but I'd rather with Lotus. I find I win more. Lotus speed lowers, incapacitates, then just skill once for the rest of the game. Combo stun, he gets ult, then skill 2. He goes for ult and then skill 2. So that's basically how it is. And because my Yami has his skill page, on his skill 2 he gets like 4 skill points. So like you ult, skill point, and then 2 turns later you have ult again, or 1 turn later. So it's very nice. Let's do one run. We're gonna do ×3. Do I have any? I do. 20% too. Okay. So let's play this, and then video's done. I will be on mute. So that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.
怖い怖い。